feel better, feel better, yeah. Feel better Friday.
It's Feel Better Friday, y'all. What's happening? How you doing? We're just here to make you feel a little better. Put your hands together for Speedy on drums. Yeah. Stan Cooper on guitar. Walter Cosby on bass. Chris Allen on percussion, and of course my co-host, Mr. Daryl M. Hunt on keys. Woo! Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Now listen. Push the share button because you know somebody needs to see this. You know how we do. We're live every Friday at 1 o'clock on Facebook and YouTube. So all you YouTubers out there, please push the subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss nothing. Because you know how we do. This is how we bring in the weekend, the Sabbath, and all that good stuff right here on Feel Better Friday. We got a great show for you today. Are you ready? Y'all make some noise. Are you ready? Yes, we're still social distancing. You know, I sprayed them all down before they came in. Don't worry, we're good. So, we're going to get on with it. So check it out. We have an amazing guest for you today. Check it out, right? So, this Chicago-born, Washington, D.C. based brother is a Grammy and Dove award-winning producer, composer, and music director. Most known for his passionate jazz-influenced gospel and R&B. He began his beginnings, I should say, started right in the church before he launched his professional career. And then he's gone from there to sharing the stage with the likes of Beyonce, Carl Thomas, Phoebe, and CeCe Winans. And the list just goes on and on and on. And he's produced and collaborated with everyone from John Mitchell to Destiny's Child to the Clark Sisters, y'all, and Donald Lawrence, and way too many to name. His music is sold everywhere music is available. You want to download it right now, especially the Langley Park Project. That's my project right here representing the DMV, y'all. Please, welcome to Feel Better Friday. Welcome to the law, Mr. Danny Witherspoon. How are you? Welcome to the law. I'm just going to move out the way and let you go right on to the piano. This is how we do. Daryl's like, Danny's coming. That means I can walk away and watch. You know.
Yeah, this is a great thing.
It's a good thing. And it's like, look at you, all not at the keyboard. Without further ado, the maestro, Dr. Witherspoon. so glad you're here. You know that's my jam. You know, Daryl will tell you every now and then I put your record on, I'll just be tipping around the house, and you know, it's just one of those things, you know.
I'm not even mad at that either.
Okay, for real. And I tend to play a lot of my friends' stuff because our friends have some great music out there, and you're one of them. Now, I mentioned in the opening, you know, just one or two people that you have worked with and produced. You know, what is your favorite thing to do? To play as an artist yourself, or to produce, or is it a little bit of both? You know, speak on that a little bit.
I think production became default.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Your production is incredible.
Do you know who we're talking to? That was your default?
I'm saying that because that wasn't the goal.
Right, I got you. I got you.
It kind of snowballed into that.
Okay.
Wow.
You know, most people start music, if it's church, if it's clubs, you know,
Right.
whatever, you know, 99% of people have the same start story.
Right.
You know,
That's true, yeah.
You know, it just kind of evolved, you know, it went from playing Sunday morning to playing a musical, to playing a local concert, to playing a session, it
Right. And that's when you know your steps are ordered, because people always say, well, how did you start? I said, you know, every opportunity brought a better opportunity and another situation to try and to be in. And the next thing you know, you're playing for 50,000 people somewhere on a famous stage and famous people, and, you know, and you're in the mix.
Yeah, I don't think we ever knew what stages we'd be on.
Exactly. That's
you know,
exactly
some
right.
people had a plan saying, I want to be a record producer. Or
Right,
I want to be,
right.
It just, that wasn't my, you know, but
Yeah.
music was a healing place for me because, you know, a lot of people don't know I was born with bone disease.
Really?
Yeah, so.
I didn't know that.
Happened, we found out I had bone disease, and I went to play football. So, from my entire middle school was torture for me because I was the kid in middle school that had the brace and the boots with the. Like I'm telling you,
really?
No, I didn't know.
So 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I was on crutches with a brace, and so music was the thing that I ended up doing because I had nothing else to do.
Wow.
So music wasn't my plan. Football was my plan.
Wow.
So, you know, I became music, and it grew and it grew and it grew. And then I fell in love with piano. Like, I've never considered myself to be the guy, but it's nothing like an acoustic piano.
Nothing like
Absolutely.
You know, so this is home to me. You know, but, you know, over time, you know, you start writing and you're doing, you know, and it, you know, you go from playing in rooms with 10 people to playing.
Right.
To
playing on tour.
You know,
Right.
I've seen million people in all this before.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
you just never know. But
Yeah.
that wasn't my goal. My goal wasn't to be
Wow.
in music.
And again, it just speaks to steps being ordered, because he knew already that would take you to the next place, that you be a award-winning producer, not just a producer, but an award-winning producer in more than one genre.
But you know what's interesting? I would say before we had Kirk Mellon on the show, right? And he had played the saxophone solo for "I Will Always Love You," which was the most copied.
Right.
When I first heard you did that solo on the Clark Sisters. "Love So Strong." Karen's record. "Love So Strong."
Yes.
Love song.
Love song. That's what Jesus' love song. I'm trying to remember that song, right?
Woo! That record about to save my
The
life.
solo though that was so copied, everyone, because I was like, who is that playing that Moog solo?
Wow.
And I want to say everyone tried to copy that. And to find out that it was you that did that, I was like, what?
Yeah, that's still more fun.
No, but I saw a video and I was like, yo, who's this teenager looking dude? Like, cause how old were you when you did that?
Early 20s. I'm
Okay.
I gotta be 20 years old, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mid 20s.
That thing was
and that was my
amazing.
first time meeting Karen. My first time meeting Donna. My first time.
I can only imagine.
You know, my first time ever working with any of them.
Gotcha. That was
Weird
incredible.
it was weird how that record.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
So now, I know your production list and just list of friends or anybody that call you for anything is long, but who do you want to work with? I know, besides me, who Who's on your bucket list?
We go right there.
See what I did there? See what I did there? I'm just saying. It could happen. It could happen. He might go home and write a solo over sharp hit tonight. I'm just saying. But I'm just saying.
I have a bucket list.
So who's on your bucket list?
It's a little extreme. But
Mine is too.
my bucket list is Celine Dion.
Okay.
That's attainable for you. I see that already.
You mean you have it already? Anyway, go ahead. Who else?
Celine Dion. I want to do I would love to do a collab with the Yellow Jackets.
Oh, yeah.
Daryl won the bet. Daryl said his favorite is the Yellow Jackets. Watch, he's going to say that in the interview. And you said it, so I got to cook dinner for a week.
Because there was even something that you did in your song that reminded me of like a Russell Ferrante song. 5 all 5. Woo!
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So Celine Dion, the Yellow Jackets.
And Mos Def.
Oh, I know that's right. I ain't mad at you. Because, I mean, like, I have, like, Barbara Streisand and Snoop Dogg and Tommy Sims on my list, which that's...
Like, I would love to go to that, but I feel like Glasgow is the master of collabs when it comes to jazz and urban and blah, blah, blah. And Mos Def is just the greatest thing.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to sit down and pick his brain.
And just pick his brain. Yeah, he's probably...
incredible.
So who do you listen to? Who's on your playlist?
I don't know, because all the stuff he's playing on.
I know, you're on your playlist.
So I'm going to freak y'all out with this one. All I listen to is gospel music.
Really?
That's not freaking.
All day, every day.
I love that.
And then
I love that.
gospel music and house music. My wife, it drives my wife crazy.
That's what's up. That's great.
Like on in my car, the satellite radio is set to house music.
Just
All day long.
There's the collab right there.
That's a collab, you know.
We put on gospel music through the house when we sleep.
Nice.
I love that.
And it's all I listen to.
I love that. I can dig it. I can dig it. So now, okay, so what are the things, what preparation, what happens when you're in the midst of writing something? Where does it come from? Like, you're in the car, pain.
Wow.
That is a word for somebody right there.
Absolutely.
That's a word right there.
Yeah.
Because while we experience pain, you're going to regardless, but to turn it into a hit or a song. So that's where the inspiration comes.
And it's always not a bad, it's just some form of pain, some form of pushing a button. You know, I think reality writes the best songs.
True.
You know, like,
Reality writes the best song. Somebody put that on a t-shirt with the quote. Danny, that's a direct quote. I love that. I love that. Do you have any advice for young producers who might be watching you right now? Like both, Chris has a son, Stan has a son. They're both incredible artists. They're young.
Yeah.
They're coming up. They're doing things.
Yeah.
What would you tell producers like them?
what I tell you, seeing that I've been on both sides of the spectrum, the first thing is the industry. Just know the industry isn't going anywhere. Like the system isn't. Like you don't have to hurry up and satisfy the system.
Come on.
Wow.
It
That's
takes a lot. It takes a lot to get to that point.
It
But,
does.
it takes a lot of people writing me a lot of bad checks and a lot of. It takes a lot to get to the point where you can say my craft is not industry driven.
gotcha.
You know, you got to figure out how to fall back and love music. You know, so you got to just be true to the game, be true to your heart. You know, find mentors, find people you like to study, but you know, take your time and just don't try to hurry up and be seen. Just figure it out.
I love
Just
that.
take notes.
Speaking of mentors, who would you say just sort of really took you under their wing? Like, because I can see that you could take in all the information and process it in every situation, but who would you say had really the most influence on you as a friend, mentor, musician, producer, all those sort of things?
I mean, I've sat with a lot of people.
I know, that's why I was like,
You know, which is weird.
Yeah.
You know, but I would say that out of all of the people I work with, probably the smartest is Don Lawrence.
Okay.
I
I gotta tell you something about Donnie though.
yeah,
It's nothing bad. Don Lawrence.
Okay.
Don Lawrence. Sorry. Yeah, because I went to Don real quick. Yeah. Don Lawrence. I was working with Stephanie Mills at the time. And she was hyping me up to him.
He tell you, I sub for him and got fired on my sub.
No.
We just gonna stop. You ain't gonna just scoot past that.
That's her being her though. That's different.
So much past the name.
That's nah, we good. No, but she sort of was pushing me on Donald as far as, yeah, you should hear his production, you should hear the stuff that he's doing, because I was working on her album at the time. And he's like, okay, yeah, cool.
I've got Mr. Witherspoon.
Exactly. That's where that was going. And it was funny because I was doing a Rasam Patterson gig in Indonesia when you saw it. And somehow, the way the universe would have it, I flew into JFK, and he was at JFK right after the gig, and we sort of talked about it, and I was like, oh man. It was just one of those things where you never expected our paths to cross like that after the fact. But man, please.
And what I want to interject, and then we're going to get to a song, because I could talk to you all day. You're dropping jewels of wisdom that we all need to hear. And we all need to hear. You can't pay for that kind of information. You really. It's experience. It's Feel Better Friday. We're live in the loft with Danny Witherspoon, producer, pianist, composer extraordinaire. He is dropping some wisdom on you right now. God, I swear I wanted to ask you. Okay, we all know that we're living in a crazy time, and I feel like we're about to move into another place in time across the country, across the entire world. How have you been, getting through? How have you been musically managing during this COVID pandemic lockdown?
If I be honest, I haven't.
Wow.
And I haven't been managing it. I mean, because it almost feels like our norm has been snatched from us.
It has, not almost. It has.
Like we haven't had much control over the income generating side of it, if I can say that.
Yes.
As far as my being sane and being, I'm an extreme introvert, so I'm, if I'm not working, I'm home anyway.
Okay, right. So you're not bothered by the not having to go places.
It's not. My feelings haven't been hurt one day this year that I haven't been seeing people.
Right. I feel that. Right. I've got wife, kids.
Totally fine.
Right. And especially if you live on tour, then that part of it is okay.
Yeah.
But
for someone in my seat, I did take a hard hit because my record dropped March 13th. And they shut us down March 18th.
Right.
So I haven't played. This is the first time I played 8 songs since my record dropped.
Wow.
Like we haven't had any dates, no
nothing.
no.
Yeah.
But no publishing. We got publishing. We got a law.
Come on.
We got stuff that generates. But it almost made me rethink, like, if this doesn't recover, the next thing gotta happen, like something else gotta, because that's just the world we live in. I mean, I'm not at the liberty of just having fun, and I got a wife and 3 kids.
Right.
I got a household. They don't understand.
Right.
If the hot water is not hot.
Right.
They don't get it.
They don't get it. The toilet paper's gone. They ain't no Pop-Tarts in the
They don't get it. And they never looked at me as Daniel the writer. They just...
Your dad.
His dad's doing homework. His dad cutting grass.
Right.
They don't get it.
Right.
So I don't...
Right.
Music has become secondary. Unfortunately, because it's just the way
it's the way, And ladies and gentlemen, we're here. It's Feel Better Friday. We are determined to feel better. We are determined to feel better no matter what. Pandemic, lockdown, shutdown, everything gone. We still believe God is real, God is faithful. He's going to pull this all through. We're going to get on the other side of it. And it's a challenge right now, but the way that you can support artists is to download our music, share our videos, subscribe to our channels, share what we're putting out there, because that's how we breathe. That's how we make it. You got Grammy-winning producers, composers, songwriters. This is the soundtrack of our lives that we're listening to. And due to shutdowns, you know, I dare you to live without music. I dare you to live without music. It's like water. I dare you to live without music. So you can support us by subscribing to the channels, by sharing our music, by downloading our projects and telling your friends. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Feel Better Friday. We're live in the loft with Danny Weatherspoon.
Yeah.
You want to give us another one?
Yes,
Is this my other jam?
East West.
East-West Highway, y'all. You got to be from the DMV to even know what we're talking about, to write a song about it. Want to hear it? Here you go. Here it is. We're going to get said this Danny Weatherspoon and East-West Highway. Look at him. He's like, that was pretty good, sir. That was pretty good. It's Feel Better Friday, y'all. We're live in the law. That was East-West Highway on the Langley Park Project.
Yes.
By Danny Weatherspoon. Oh my goodness, man. Whew, football, huh?
Listen, it sounds like you just played it yesterday, man. You got that.
And that's with you not playing for a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But you know, it's his song. It's his song.
Right.
But you know what though? Sometimes we write songs that we can't necessarily play yet.
Right.
Like it pushes the boundaries of that. Do you find yourself sometimes writing songs like that where you're really like, I don't have it yet, but this is...
It's getting there.
Yeah. That's amazing though. That's amazing. I was trying to write that line out this morning.
It was like, Danny's gonna play, right?
I'm gonna call Danny.
So you're gonna play, right?
You're playing, right?
You will have to come back anytime you want.
You need to come back and do a master class.
Real talk. And let me tell you, I tell you what, never mind downloading stuff, you need to pay him for the knowledge. This is
Absolutely.
masterclass material that you're getting right here on Feel Better Friday, because, you know, something you said a second ago about, you know, you said don't run for the hype, or don't, I'm paraphrasing, but, you know, we get so caught up into being famous, and yet you're not signing your checks and you don't know where your stuff is going, and it's a hard lesson to learn, especially later on in life. We're still tracking down music that, you know, might have been paid for, maybe not have been paid for. You know, they've spelled Daryl's name wrong on so many records that his credits are messed up and things like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, just the wrong spelling of your name
Yeah.
will mess up your credits and everything like that. So those things are really important to take care of. And you just gave us a good reminder of that today. So you're going to have to come back, and just anytime you want.
I do have to say something as well. What I can appreciate between us, when you said don't chase the hype of that, what I can appreciate is the relationship that we have.
Oh yeah.
And I know there's been very candid moments that we've had between you, PJ, and myself. Just even regarding things that musicians don't even talk about, like health insurance, and taking care of your family. No, just things like that. Because this is something where it's, even though this is an audio sort of thing, it's become very visual. People always want to see the glitz and the glamour of it, and they never talk about those other things. And that's why a lot of publishing is messed up. A lot of other things aren't together.
Right.
So I really appreciate when we've talked about it, we can really be candid and talk past, you know, when you're not out with Beyonce, when you're not out with Don Lawrence, when you're not out with all these different other artists, because that's the other thing. People will always look at us like, okay, your worth is also determined by who you're with and not what you bring to the table already. You know?
That carries no weight.
It
No
doesn't.
No
And
way
they
at
need to
all.
realize that. They really need to realize
Because you can name drop all day, but
Absolutely.
it's just, you know,
Right.
it means, you know, it's great, but it's not the end all be all. And,
Right.
you know, again, it just further reiterates what we've said. And like I said, all the gems that you have dropped about the realness of it, especially right now. But you can support us. You can keep our music playing over and over and over again by downloading and sharing. Are we scratching? Come on. It's Feel Better Friday, y'all. We're live and along. Our guest today was Danny Weatherspoon. You want to make sure you download his music. It is available everywhere music is sold. And they can find you where exactly?
Instagram is Danny Weatherspoon. Facebook is Danny Weatherspoon. Website is
Yeah.
Danny Weatherspoon.
Yeah, that's
Bank account is Danny Weatherspoon.
Come on, bank account, Cash App, Danny Weatherspoon. That's right, y'all. Listen. You was gonna pay $20 for the CD. Just Cash App it to us. That's all. Just send it straight on to the account. That's how we do it. Come on, y'all. Support your live musicians. Support the producers, your artists. We need y'all to support. We need you to push those subscribe buttons and all those things. It seems little when you just like and share, but it's quite important. We're having an impromptu moment. We're having a moment.
We're gonna go back to what we've done before.
Here we go. We got cameras on this.
You know what it is. Let's see.
We're about to cut up. You getting all that? Friday. Y'all feel better? Just before I bring it down, come on the keys, y'all. Come on, bring it down. Percussion and keys. Go ahead, Daryl. Go ahead.
Dun, dun, dun.